And we are live. Okay. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Stay moving, guys. That's all I can say. Just stay moving. You know, and it always levels me out. See, I catch myself, and I know what caused it. I'm going to bring it up tonight with my friend. Because, man, last night, me and my friend, we have deep conversations, right? Well, we were on the subject matter of, bits and pieces about my past and the people that I used to hang out with and stuff, and why I was hanging out with them and stuff, and we got on the subject matter of where people, they pay people to cuddle them. Have y'all heard of that? It is a real deal thing, okay? And as you can see, the people that I used to hang out, that was kind of my addiction. Like, I would go hang out with these people, with the women and blah, 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 and just cuddle them. I didn't want no sex or nothing. I just wanted I wanted the love and affection, but I just wanted it to be there. I didn't want it to chase me, because I was always, to be honest, I was always scared to bring anything with me, because when I attempted to say date or anything, it would always, they would never want to acknowledge, because it was like we were all from different worlds. I was a completely different reason for why I was hanging out with these people, but yet where it was locations where sex, drugs, and all that other stuff was very in high demand, they had me, this different person. No, I just want to cuddle and talk and blah 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 blah. Okay, so anyway, we're talking about the cuddling profession, right? She was giving me her input on this and all this and blah blah blah. Just speaking about how it helps people, blah 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 blah. But I was also I was pointing out, well, you also got to point out the stuff that type of lifestyle can attract. And then I was telling her about my addiction and everything and how bad it got. And it got pretty bad, especially after quarantine. Because after quarantine, when quarantine happened and I couldn't hang out with those people, so that means I wasn't getting my affection or anything. I done built a dependency on these people for years. So therefore, what do you think was happening? I was going crazy in my apartment. I was going bonkers, right? I didn't have my fix. I didn't have my dependency, because when life would get tough and, just tough and, detrimental, I wanted to go run to a pretty girl, hold me, beautiful, and let's just talk about life and tell me about your day and all this stuff. And then that was that. Nothing would ever proceed from there, because these people were addicts to the downtown lifestyle. I was an addict to escaping my life. So therefore, when I went downtown and because I ended up catching feelings for one of these women, nothing ever was to come of it, because they were a completely different person. They were addicted to downtown, whereas I was not. I was addicted to the escape of my life, And see, that's where you probably are confused right now. But see, there is a difference. There are people who escape from their life, and then there are people who escape from their life and find home in downtown. Downtown is an imprisonment. And, you gotta go through the damn, like I said, damn 7 gates. 7 gates of hell. You gotta go through the damn 7 gates to get you a residential suite in the downtown scene. You want the notoriety, you gotta keep popping in. But see, that was my thing. I was just there to escape, so I can continue to live. It's different. I was functioning. I was a functioning addict, basically. A functioning addict to affection. That is what I was. I still went to work, but I needed my affection, my cuddles. I needed to be held. I wanted to be told how awesome I was, blah, 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 blah type deal. Because I just wanted that. It made me feel good and I felt accepted. But the reason why people were so accepting towards me is because of how different I was. I was a different experience all in all. Now, when quarantine happened, that's when it all went detrimental. That's when you could easily tell James, whoa, dude, you got a problem. Like, you need to get your life together. And I tell you, it was a big wake-up call because I got caught up in some stuff, caught up with the wrong people during quarantine, and it all went downhill from there. Oh, I know, I got involved with I got involved with someone who was darker than the people I was hanging out with, and it just backfired very bad, and it hit me, and I ended up calling my caseworker crying and bullshit, you know? So basically, the whole subject matter of, like, the cuddling thing and all that stuff, like, I think it was, like, a life put that conversation in my path to test me because, you know, I'm having a good day overall, you know. Tried me the Zoolander drink, orange mocha frappuccino, whatever. It wasn't the frappuccino because I don't want to use a blender and stuff. I just use the ingredients and whatnot. But basically, and this is how it always happens. When you find yourself getting comfortable, okay, and that's exactly what was happening. Everyone's asleep, and now I got to drive that 30-minute drive. You know, 30-minute drive. I really don't want to. You know, I really don't want to do that. So what did I do? You know, just playing my video games on my Nintendo real quick, kind of pass time, just chillax a little bit. Because, you know, I work my butt off all week. Go to work, go to the gym, go to work, go to the gym, go to work, every single day, like, you know. And I don't know, I just wanted to kind of chillax a little bit, you know. But that's when temptation hits. And, you know, that's when, you know, you contact someone who does not need to be contacted, you know. That's how you get caught up. And all it takes is them to give you the okay. And then, that's when life is really going to test you. Are you going to go? Are you going to go? Or are you going to stand your ground and continue to progress? And see, that's where I know it would backfire. It would backfire because I don't even want to test it, you know. I don't want to test it. So let me tell y'all what I do when temptation is. But the thing is today, temptation was hitting hard. And I think it was because of the conversation topic last night. Because cuddling was my addiction. That was my problem. I acknowledged, even my caseworker acknowledged, James, you are running away from your life through these women. And I was like, I know I am. I was an empty vessel trying to fill the emptiness inside of me, but the emptiness can never be filled by another person because the emptiness lies within me, you know? That takes acknowledgement. Acknowledgement is key. But a lot of people cannot acknowledge that. You know, they say that their partner fills their emptiness and everything else. But no, your partner does not. Your partner masks it. That hole's getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And, you know, one thing that, you know, that I was trying to explain to my friend is that, you know, the people that I was cuddling with, you know, for them, the occupation that they had, it was all just physical. It was all a physical occupation. They were always subsided emotions, right? they were used to being treated like crap. Talked to like crap, degraded, all that stuff, man. I've seen some of those women, they were freaking in tears and all that stuff just because of how they were being treated. You know, that's how it is when you're dealing with the dark crevices of the world, man. That's when you really see suffering. Just because I wasn't taking the pills and the drugs and doing the cocaine and, you know, drinking the alcohol and getting drunk with these beautiful women, just because I wasn't doing that does not mean that I was not addicted to the lifestyle, because I was. Because you know what I got at the end of it all? When they're all boozed up and drunk and whatnot, and they just want to have a good conversation and talk, that's where it would go. We would just chill, cuddle, and just talk. That's all it was, you know. I would get my emotions out. I'd get to be told all the great things about me and all that stuff. I felt great. But the thing is the next day, guess who wasn't feeling so great? This guy. Because I wasn't getting the acknowledgement that I needed to continue. And see, that's what people don't understand. You can be addicted to something that seems ever so innocent. Oh, that's not an addiction. You can't call that an addiction. You can't say that that's a problem. No, it is a problem. If it consumes a majority of your time, and if it consumes, like, how much time are you spending in that environment? How much time do you spend participating in this activity, you know? Doesn't have to be anything bad, because what you're dealing with here. So, you know, for me, it was an emotional experience, and that was something that those people were not used to, which therefore they could be getting hurt because they're having a completely different experience than what the heck they were used to, you know. And then, you know, say I wasn't coming downtown, you know. Sure, they can noise out their emotion and stuff, but then say, like, if I visit and say it's a bad visit, you know, it's a detrimental blow. Because that's what I mean. Like, during those times, there were some times where I was paranoid with some of the people because I was ill. I was ill. Okay? You know, I was working on myself. I was going through therapy, caseworker, working a full-time job. Gosh, I was homeless, got an apartment. Like, I was just going through so much bullshit. All I wanted to do was get held and just make myself feel worth, you know? I wanted to know that I had value in life, you know? That's why people do substance abuse and everything. They want value. They don't understand that they're devaluing themselves by doing all that. But with me, I wasn't doing any substance. It was emotional. And when you're dealing with emotions in an atmosphere like that, you're doing more sabotage to yourself. Because listen, the body can take fatal blows all day. But when it comes to the brain and emotions, the brain is a complex thing. If you look at how much new stuff that we learn about the brain, it's equivalent to what the ocean is. We're constantly always finding new species of fish and all that other stuff down there, and we haven't even explored majority of the ocean because we physically can't, you know. That's kind of how our brain is. You know, for example, the spectrum of autism, it's always, you know, getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and then you're throwing stuff out, you know. I heard from some of my friends that, you know, like, Asperger's got put in the spectrum for a while, and then Asperger's was taken off. It's like they keep changing everything up. It's because mental health is the ocean of the human body. It really fucking is. It's a complex thing. And, so yeah, when you're dealing with physical, the only thing you're doing is desensitizing your emotions. But if you get addicted to something that is an emotional experience, you pick up a codependency Just like people who are addicted to drugs, codependency. It might not be like, like alcohol, pills, cocaine, all that other stuff, but it gives you that emotional feeling that you feel good. It's dopamine. That's right, your brain produces dopamine naturally. There's ways to get natural highs. But people don't understand that something as simple as cuddling or something like that can be habit forming. Because it is. Because what you need to ask yourself, why does this person need this? That's the big question. For me, I hated my life. I hated who I was. I hated not being loved. I just wanted to be held and feel accepted. And that's what that atmosphere gave me, So when quarantine hit and isolation hit, that's when, I just kind of I was paranoid driven because, I was actually, all I had was time to think. And all I could think about was what that atmosphere really was like and how much of it I was ignoring because I was too busy feeling good. When really I should have been questioning the environment I was in the whole time. But I kept putting it aside, like certain things that were said to me and everything, and how I just kind of just blindsided it. Because, I had no respect for myself. Like, you cannot expect people to like you and accept you if you don't even accept yourself. And that's basically what it was. When I was in isolation, I heard the mean things that, the woman I liked at the time, I heard the mean things that she was saying to me. But it took isolation for me to see it. Because, I was just, just letting her say whatever. And I'm just like, oh, well, we'll still be friends, right? Like, and stuff like that, I was addicted to escaping my life. And you don't need to be addicted to a substance to want to escape your life. There's an emotional escape and there's a physical escape. One is more detrimental than the other. With physical, your body can recover the best that it can, but the brain will be forever damaged. And cuddling, that is something that is emotional, detrimental. Because who was crying to his caseworker when he got caught up with the wrong people during quarantine? That's right, this dude was. My caseworker literally told me, James, call out of work. You cannot go to work like this. You cannot go to work. You're not well. You need to call out of work. I did it to myself. And that was the punishment for me running away from myself for a solid year. For a solid year. I can only imagine what the punishment would have been if I would have continued. Because that's what I explained. Like, it all depends on how long you have done whatever it is that you escaped from. That hole gets bigger and bigger while you're continuing to escape. And the longer that you put into escaping, the more time that you put into it, that time is going to keep adding up. That hole is getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So luckily mine was only a year of just constantly escaping. But yeah, so like today, like I'm sitting on the couch, escaping, and I'm just playing a little video game, just relaxing a little bit, and my mind starts, just bringing stuff back, blah blah blah, man, like you miss that, don't you? You miss being held and all that stuff. You miss getting the attention, blah 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 blah. That's how temptation works. When you're And it always happens when you're very comforted. Because that was one thing that my caseworker told me. Like, she said, James, I don't care what time of day it is during the day. It could be morning, it could be afternoon, it could be night. It can be like 3, 4, 5 in the morning. Like, if you feel like you're about to break and about to cave in to getting caught up with people who you shouldn't be talking to, I want to see you go to that gym. Take advantage of it being open 24 hours. See, and that's the thing. See, a lot of people, they think cuddling up, that's not bad. Go for it. It's not bad. It's not like you're having sex. But listen, guys, sex addicts, they're addicted to the physical. There is no emotion with physical addiction. Cuddling, yes, it is physical, but it's in more of an emotional experience. See, people blind out. When it comes to sex addiction, people blind out the emotions, because there is no emotions in a hookup. They are wanting to see the body, the makeup, and all that other stuff. And if you don't got the makeup, they make do with what they can get, because they know what their addiction is. They can acknowledge it. For me, I just wanted to be cuddled by a pretty girl, and I went I went to hang out places where there were some pretty girls, and they would cuddle me, and I would befriend them. We would hang out. I'd go to bars with them, just hang out. But the thing is it would only take place downtown. It would never exceed outside of downtown. Nothing ever exceeded outside of downtown. Because the thing is when you're hanging out with people, especially people who are very well known downtown, that is their prison. That is their confinement. They cannot leave the confinement. And see, there's one thing that one of my friends have opened my eyes on. Now, I don't know if men do this, but my friend, she told me that girls do this. They use character downtown. They change their name and everything. They change their whole identity for just downtown. And see, what people don't understand is you're psychologically getting yourself addicted by doing something like that, because you're saying, well, like in real life I am Clarissa, but downtown I am Vanessa, and then you're going to have a choice to well, I really like how Vanessa gets treated because Vanessa gets a lot of attention. So you're making the imprisonment to seem more attractive. It's more appealing to you. You want to be what you really want to be, but in reality, you know that it won't be accepted because you don't want the detrimental blow when it comes to reality and your real identity. But downtown, you can be whatever you want, because downtown, anything goes. What happens downtown stays downtown, But yeah, so when I heard about that, and I heard there are people who literally fake name and everything, I'm just like, wow, that's you don't even know what you're getting yourself into by doing that, but it's psychologically messed up. You're literally going to get yourself addicted to the character, because you're going to hear people calling you Vanessa, and when you're Clarissa, you're going to be comparing Vanessa and Clarissa, and you're going to more than likely fall in love with the more dysfunctional one, because with dysfunction there is nothing but comfort, closure, and pleasure. Whereas with Clarissa, it is hard work, effort, and just determination. Now, which one sounds more appealing? Exactly. And with how our brains are, with how hard life already is, what do you think is going to be more attractive to cling to? Like, which one do you think they're going to choose? They're going to want to choose the easy one, the one that sounds more good on paper, But the thing is, what's not on paper is the long-term effects. Because guess what? The long-term effects haven't even started. Because, see, when you're Clarissa, you're focusing on your past and escaping your past, but you're also focusing on your future. But when you're Vanessa, you focus on the present. You want to pay attention to every little detail and attention that you get. And that is exactly what it was for me when I was downtown. See, I didn't go for a persona. I was James. I was myself, But I tell you this, when I was working, I was constantly, reminded of my past, because I was through therapy and my caseworker. That's when I was coming to peace with everything that has happened in my past, through my upbringing, through school, through everything, So constantly I'm thinking about the past, and I'm thinking of the future of how this is going to be. But when I was getting my cuddles and I was hanging out with these beautiful women, oh gosh dang, you best believe I was paying attention to the present. But the thing is when you focus on the present, when everything is just beautiful and peachy, you start to blind out the negative because you're too focused on what's appealing to the eye. And that's where addiction stems. You're not addicted to any kind of substance or anything. You're addicted to escaping, and you're addicted to having the best time that you can in the present with less negativity as possible. And if you gotta noise out the negativity, hey, just have a little drink. Hey, get more women, Hey, we need more people. Hey, we need more friends. That's one thing you will find out when you're chilling downtown. You're another number. You are nothing until you go through the 7 gates. When you go through the 7 gates, when you hit that last gate, that is when you are lock and key. You are a resident. Everyone knows you. Everywhere you go, you get waved at. Hey, Vanessa, what's going on? Hey, I'm doing good. How about you? Hey, there's Vanessa. Hey, Vanessa. But say you were to go downtown as Clarissa. You see, now when my friend explained it to me, she said that people, they get wigs and all that stuff. So they could go down there with their regular clothes and just see if they get the same attention. And guess what? They won't. They won't. And guess what they're going to end up doing? They're going to end up getting back into Vanessa, because Vanessa gets more attention. Sad. Because then you're also ignoring the realism of reality. Reality is not, everyone's not going to like you. Not everyone's going to want to cuddle you or hold you or anything like that. Not everyone's going to want you. That's reality. That's something that you have to accept. You're going to be alone a lot of the time in reality. And that's something you have to accept. Because through that is when you start to find love within yourself and comfort yourself. Because guess what? You have no choice. But you see, it's hard. You want to know why it's hard? Because of the conditioning through our upbringing, we are conditioned to be codependent. We are. And that is why addictions are so easy to come by. You see, when people say, addiction runs in the family, how many motherfucking families say that bullshit? Addiction runs in any kind of family. But the thing is we're conditioned to be codependent. And say if reality is just getting bad and bad and bad and worse, when we get to high school, got these pills, got this weed, I got some alcohol. Yo, I got these fake IDs. You mean to tell me that I can escape this reality in an easy way? Yeah. Well, I've just been codependent on my parents and everything, and them supplying everything for me, and not the school and stuff hasn't been teaching me how to be dependent on myself. So this must be what it is, because I see mommy and daddy, partaking in alcohol when they want to have a good time, and I think I can do that too. I don't see why I couldn't. My parents are normal and everything. They're sane. They do that stuff, so why can't I? They see what you do. And they're trying to be dependent like you. But the thing is, majority of relationships are codependent in themselves. That's right. Two people just escaping through one another. That's all it is. That creates a very toxic environment for a child to grow up in, because that child turns into a worse version of their parents, or a worse version of the environment. And the reason why I say it's the worst version of the parent, not only do they pick up the traits from their parents that they see, they're also picking up traits that are learned from school, or how they are treated in school. You go to school and you get a lot of attention, you're going to be more prone to getting caught up. And it's going to be hard to escape when you are caught up, because the shackles have been put on. You don't realize it until you get older. You start aging. Your body's not doing what it used to. But yet, you continue to live it, because it's all you know. This is what you were codependent of. Yeah, you might not have had a relationship or anything. You might not have ever had like a stable relationship at all. But your main relationship was in that environment that you kept clinging to. And you see, I don't want to get caught up. I really don't. Because that's the thing. Everything's been progressing wonderfully in my life. Like hell, man. For example, like my dad said. He said before he went to bed, he said, all right, well, I'm going to bed, son. Like, it hits me in the heart. Yeah, when I get told that, hits me right in the heart. Everyone in my family is progressing wonderfully. If you were to look at my family from a year from now, they have progressed really good. But that thing is as you continue to progress in life, temptation. Oh man, I hope I brought that. Oh, please tell me I brought it. I don't think I did I? Gosh dang, are you kidding me? I might have to use some. Oh, I did get it. Okay, good. Yeah, you see, I got a timer. Because I'm back to fasting, and I time myself after I eat, so that way I know when I last ate. Because I overdid myself at the gym. And I saw nothing but solid black for like a solid second. And I'm just like, what in the world? I had to cut my workout short and everything. And, And I know why. It was because I was... all this change and, just continuously forcing myself to fight through the change. I wanted to eat junk food. I mean, little Debbie's, man. Little Debbie's. And see, that's another thing, too. Temptation hits when you're very tired. And the thing is your mind's going on, oh, you can do this right now, you can do this right now. You can make yourself feel better. Make yourself feel better. Make yourself feel better. And the thing is you don't go to sleep because your brain is continuously active. That's why you got to force yourself to get up, get to fucking work, because it's not going to stop. What got me into getting moving, because I'd take that 30-minute drive home. I'm just like, what I do when I get like that in life, when temptation is just knocking at the door really bad, I start to express gratitude, because that's one thing I've learned through the readings that I've read. And one of the books that really showed me gratitude was the book by the Dalai Lama. I don't remember the name of the book because I got quite a few books. I don't remember the name of it. I wish I could. But it was a book by the Dalai Lama. And he has a portion in that book where he speaks on the importance of speaking of gratitude. So when temptation is knocking, you got to remember temptation is the past. That's the past wanting to bring you back. So what do you have to do? What I do. Because everyone will deal with temptation in a different way. But what I do, I express gratitude to everyone in my present day. I let them know of the impact that they had on me, and I appreciate it and all that other stuff, because, right now the past is knocking, but I'm not answering the door. I can acknowledge I'm not going to answer the door. Oh, man. But yeah, I'm just glad I'm back in Athens, But yeah. Temptation, man. Don't let it ever get you. Don't ever let it get you. But it took me messaging my tattoo artist, giving thanks, because, my tattoo artist, she really endorses and encourages my creativity, And, I'm expressing gratitude, blah, 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 and I just try to explain to her why I express so much gratitude. And then, I start thinking, I can acknowledge I'm sitting on this couch right now, and I can take that 30-minute drive, But the thing is I want to get caught up in the middle of that 30-minute drive, just get caught up. But I can acknowledge that getting caught up is wrong. It's wrong. Don't get caught up. Don't get caught up. Because you see, where my parents live, that's where I used to live. And guess what I was doing when I was living, in that town? I was just escaping away. Escaping through video games. Escaping. Instead of acknowledging the present, I was running away from it. That's what it all boils down to. So, that's why going back to old places where, there was a lot of traumatic experiences, it's very easy to get caught up. Very easy to get caught up. Because you know what you can do. You know what you can do to get caught up and escape real quick. But see, the thing is, as soon as you answer that door, it's going to be detrimental to your progress. You're going to notice everything is going to be rearranged in your life because of that one choice. That one choice. I mean, for crying out loud, just look at the people who are sex addicts. Say they get into a relationship with someone. Say I'm going to be loyal to you. I'm going to be loyal to you. Well, say they're in a town where there's someone that they know that they could easily get up in and, and just come back to the family and be a good family person, Well, guess what? They do it. Say they do it once. Got away with it. I'll do it again. Do it again. Eventually they get caught. Then next thing you know, they're getting punished. Rearranging their whole thing of progress. Just because of one bad choice. I'm telling you, man. And it's because of how we have built society over the years. From centuries and centuries of nothing but dysfunction, eventually, dysfunction is nothing but of the natural normalization. Dysfunction is going to follow you everywhere once you're exposed to it. But the thing is, we're born right into it. We're born right into it. There is no escape from it. It's already there. That's why you have to be stronger than comfort and stronger than pleasure and stronger than being content. That's why you just got to acknowledge this is bad. What am I doing? What am I doing to progress right now? What am I doing to progress right now when I'm just really busy being comforted? Being comforted and content? What am I progressing? Oh, what, you're going to dabble with it tomorrow? Well, I don't got to work, so yeah, probably, yeah. I like escaping my life, See, that's what we are taught. And it's even being taught even now, because that was another thing me and my friend had a conversation about, is nowadays, kids are being taught to run away at a very young age. Uh-oh. Little 4-year-old Johnny is mad. Let's go get him a phone. Little 4-year-old Johnny is sad. Get him a phone. Let him play games. You're teaching your kids that feeling any kind of emotions is bad. And that they need to run away from it. And the thing is, over the years, this is very detrimental form of conditioning. It's psychological. You're literally going to be making desensitized people who don't even know what they're desensitized from, because they don't have the emotions to trigger a response to the brain to tell them what it is that they're desensitized to, which is only going to make mental health for these people, mental health help, professional help for these people, to be even more complicated. Because you're teaching them to be addicted and running away from themselves. Oh, but it's not a drug, it's not a substance, it's just a phone. Excuse me, how often do you stare at that rectangle with the thing you call TV shows? Well, I like to binge watch TV shows a lot, blah, blah, blah. And you do not see this as bad? No, because everyone else does it. We all like to talk about the new shows and the new episodes and the new this and the new that. But the thing is the parentals, they have the emotional triggers that are there for your brain to acknowledge that this is incorrect, what are you doing, That's why we have anger, sadness, happiness, and all that. It's to trigger a vessel in our brain to respond to the environment that we are in. Hey, this is incorrect. But the thing is well, now, in our society, they came up with the realization, if we condition them at a younger age of when they are still in the developing stages, we can have it to where anger, sadness, and happiness don't even exist. we can make our product, our electronic devices, be the dependency that everyone needs to feel good. Oh, another advertisement, but to spend some more money. Yes, 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 yes. Ooh, a new game. Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll play it. Yeah. Ooh, Netflix got a new show. No way. I'm going to binge watch. Oh, yes. Cool. Yeah. Awesome. Oh, no. My TV is not responding to the new movie that is on the new HBO Max. Oh, no. It's telling me I got to update my TV. I guess I'm going to purchase a new TV. Like, and you don't see this as a problem. Why? Because everyone else is doing it. Why aren't you? Because I can acknowledge how bad it is for our life. So I mean, like, we live in a society where you're literally, everywhere you look, you see someone suffering. That's all it is. What makes them suffer? Well, how many times do they look at the phone? What are they doing on the phone? You know? Oh, man. There's so much corruption in society, but there's nothing we can do. But the thing that irks me is the innocent lives of the child that are being affected by conditioning. Like in the future, you're going to have these grown adults who can only communicate through text. They don't know how to communicate emotions. They don't know how to express anger. They don't know how to express anything because they have been desensitized from it since the age of 3. A 3-year-old brain, they don't know because you're giving them something that stimulates their brain. Ooh, new thing, ooh, new thing, ooh, new thing, ooh, what's those cool noises? Ooh, 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 ooh. The brain don't even want to respond because it's trying to learn what's going on that device. You're literally taking advantage of the developing stages during a very crucial time in a child. Because see, before the bing bong bong bing bong 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 in the phone, that's now triggering their brain to try to understand the phone, they would hear certain words that their parents were saying. You know, they would hear certain things. They would try to start speaking, you know. That's how our brain is. Our brain is always on autopilot with learning. But the thing is if we have a device constantly distracting our brain, what is this going to do to us on autopilot? For our brain that should be learning. Your brain's going to want to autopilot in the thing that constantly has new noises and new dings and new games and new shows and new this, that you're totally corrupting the developmental process for our brain. How do you expect to progress? How do you expect for people to wake up? Because the thing is, they've been turning the blind eye since they were 3. They don't know what the heck you're talking about. But then I can only imagine, say if one is to wake up, how detrimental is it going to be for that person's life? Their life? How detrimental is it going to be to their mental health? Because I'll tell you, it's going to be a hard thing for the mental health field. With all these kids being addicted to phones and games and all that other stuff, they're so used to escaping everything that they're not going to know what to tell a therapist or anything. They're not going to know what to acknowledge because they're just going to be, why am I even here? You know? Oh, man. But I like talking about this stuff, and I'm not going to lie, it woke me up. It got me, got me moving, got me out. So now I'm where I always am. Thinking about watching Zoolander 2. Kind of scared to. I saw the year gap, between it. My friend said he didn't like it, but I don't know, the storyline that he was talking about for me, it sounded hilarious. But then, of course, the execution is everything. The storyline can look beautiful on paper, but how's the execution, So I don't know. I'm thinking about watching it, though, just to, just see. See, usually, and I'm usually scared to, I'm very scared to try new movies. I like to watch what I am familiar with. So that way, I already know that this makes me laugh. I like to watch it because it makes me laugh. I like being familiar with the movie or the show, That's kind of why I'm slowly venturing outside of South Park. I've been watching South Park for years, It doesn't get irritating. It doesn't get old. The episodes are always funny. No matter what episode I'm on, I'm always going to be laughing. And it's very hard to find another show that's like that because I've been watching South Park since I was young. And no matter how old the shows are, they still make me laugh to this day. That was something that was stemmed from the developmental process. But the thing is my caseworker has got me used to slowly adapting, slowly including small forms of change into my routine. Not big changes, but the thing is I have been doing big changes because I'm trying to change my life in a big way, which has caused, that caused me to eat a lot of junk food. Little Debbie's to be exact. No, this is not an advertisement for Little Debbie. So, So now I'm back on fasting, but I'm doing it more strict than what I used to do. Because, see, I used to just fast, stopped eating at like 5. I guess I just got to wait 12 hours minimum. But I'll try to exceed past 12. Fasting is fun, though. I love it. Because it's kind of like a challenge. It's no different from, your septum. You get it stretched. Now you got to wait forever. And that patience is worth it because, when you're done, when you finally get to that point, oh, I can stretch again? Okay, cool. And you do it, now you're stuck waiting again. Fasting is the same thing, and it works on patience, and it also works on control of what you consume and when you consume. Because believe it or not, when you fast, you have more time to do other things. You have a lot more time to do other things. And I like to use my time to continue to build myself, because I know it's going to pay off in the long run. And when I'm not building myself, that's when temptation comes a knocking. And that's kind of why I'm always staying busy. Yes, I know staying busy is a trigger response. This I do know. But the thing is I am trying to substitute a bad form of being busy all the time into a progressing form of being busy all the time. So that way there is progression within it. And, but, too much of a good thing can be bad, because sometimes you do need to relax. There are some days where I do sleep in, not every day, but there are some days where if I feel like I need to go back to sleep, I will go back to sleep. But then there are some days where I feel like I need to go back to sleep, and I force myself to get up because I remind myself, hey, you did that yesterday. You did that yesterday. It's like, you know. But when you compare your progress to what it would have been if you were to continue living like you were living 10 years ago, how would you feel? You'd feel proud of yourself. That's what my caseworker has taught me, to constantly, when you're feeling down in the dumps like you're not going nowhere, look where you were a year ago. Okay, so you did that. Now look at where you were 2 years ago. Just go down the list until you feel motivated again. Because competition is within yourself. It is not with anyone else. Sure, people can be your motivator to get you moving and everything, but they're not going to hold your hand through your path because they got their own path to succeed in, you know? And that's why there's a lot of dysfunctional relationships, because they don't want their partner to progress. And you know why? Because if one partner is doing better than the other partner, well, then one partner is going to think, well, they're going to find a new partner because I can't keep up with them. They're competing with one another, you know? Why didn't you pick up the phone at like 10 o'clock p.m.? I understand that you were at work, but I knew you took your lunch break at 10 p.m. and I wanted to call you. Honey, I was busy. Like, what did you want me to do? That's all you do. That's all you do is work. That's all you do is work. I can't handle this. I can't handle this. Honey, you don't know what you're talking about. Don't speak like that. But I can't do this no more. Come here, honey. I love you. You do? Yeah. Okay. I forgive you. Do you guys see what I mean? That's a lot of fucking relationships. And say he's out working again. I really hope you're not cheating on me. I really hope I texted you. And then like hours later, honey, what are you talking about? I'm on my lunch break right now. I'm working. Oh. Yeah, that's right. You're working. I'm sorry. See, a lot of people, because what it is, you know, they think the jealousy is cute at first. But the thing is if they're showing signs of jealousy in the very beginning of your relationship, it's not cute. They're showing vulnerability within themselves. And that's the red flag that you need to identify real quick. Because if they're not content with themselves, and they're constantly in competition with other people, well, guess what? They think they're always going to be competing for you for the rest of their life. Don't get with someone that has high jealousy issues. And this goes for both parties, male and female. Always remember that. And we are about done. So I hope that y'all stay positive and y'all have a good day. And yeah, I'm out. Peace.